After months of testing and speculation, the 2026 Formula One season is finally set to begin at the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne, where fans are eager to see how the new regulations reshape the grid. However, before the race even starts, controversy is already brewing. Reports suggest Aston Martin may retire early from the season opener due to serious reliability issues, a situation that could turn the first race into one of the most embarrassing starts in modern F1 history. A difficult start to the new F1 era. The 2026 season introduces one of the most dramatic rule changes Formula One has seen in decades. The new regulations significantly increase the importance of hybrid power, electrical energy deployment, and advanced aerodynamic systems. Teams spent years preparing for these changes. Factories invested enormous resources in new engine concepts, battery systems, and aerodynamic packages designed to maximize efficiency and performance. Many expected the transition to create a fresh competitive order at the front of the grid. However, not every team appears ready for the challenge. During pre-season testing, Aston Martin encountered serious reliability problems, particularly with its new Honda power unit and hybrid system integration. Engineers struggled with severe vibration issues that caused critical components, including the battery system, to suffer structural damage. The problem was so severe that the team repeatedly cut test runs short. On the final day of testing, the car managed only a handful of laps before returning to the garage to avoid further damage. That limited running immediately raised questions about whether Aston Martin would even be able to complete a full race distance when the season begins. Why the car is struggling? The primary issue appears to involve excessive vibration generated by the internal combustion engine interacting with the hybrid battery system. Under normal conditions, the hybrid components must operate under extreme loads while remaining tightly integrated within the chassis. If vibrations exceed acceptable limits, sensitive electronic systems can fail rapidly. According to several reports, the Aston Martin engine currently creates vibrations strong enough to damage the battery pack inside the car. This has forced engineers to run the power unit at reduced performance levels during testing, and even then, reliability failures continue to appear. That creates a dangerous situation for the team. Running the car at full race power could destroy critical components within a few laps, but running the engine at lower settings dramatically reduces performance and competitiveness. Either way, the team faces a serious dilemma, a radical plan for Australia. Due to serious reliability concerns, reports suggest Aston Martin could take an unusual approach at the Australian Grand Prix. Instead of attempting the full race distance, the team may run limited practice sessions, set a qualifying lap to meet the 107% rule, start the race, complete only a few laps, and then retire the car to preserve critical components. The objective would be to avoid damaging expensive parts while engineers work on fixes. Skipping the race entirely was reportedly considered, but legal and financial obligations under Formula One's Concord Agreement likely mean the team must at least take part in the event. The cost cap complicates everything. In previous eras of Formula One, teams might have simply replaced failing engines or hybrid components as needed. Today, that is no longer possible. The sport's financial cost cap restricts how much teams can spend during a season. Manufacturing additional engines, batteries, and hybrid components is extremely expensive, meaning frequent failures could quickly consume a team's entire development budget. There are also sporting penalties for exceeding engine allocation limits. If Aston Martin continues destroying components early in the season, the team could face both financial and competitive consequences later in the year. That reality explains why the team might prefer to retire early from the opening race rather than risk catastrophic mechanical failures. A huge embarrassment for a growing team. The situation is particularly shocking given how much investment has been poured into Aston Martin in recent years. Team owner Lawrence Stroll has spent heavily to transform the organization into a championship contender. The team now operates from a state-of-the-art factory in Silverstone and has recruited some of the most respected engineers in the sport. Aston Martin also secured a full works partnership with Honda, which was expected to deliver a powerful and competitive engine package for the new regulatory era. Instead, the partnership is currently facing one of the most difficult starts imaginable. If the team truly cannot complete the opening race of the season, it would place Aston Martin in the same category as historically struggling teams that failed to qualify or compete in the past. Something almost unthinkable for such a well-funded operation. The competitive picture for 2026. While Aston Martin struggles with reliability, the rest of the grid appears set for a highly competitive season. Early signs suggest Mercedes could be the team to beat, with Ferrari close behind. Ferrari has attracted attention with an unusual rear-wing concept that may deliver a small, straight-line speed boost, potentially worth around 6 to 7 extra horsepower. However, the design still needs refinement before it can be fully deployed in races. Meanwhile, McLaren and Red Bull are also expected to challenge at the front, meaning the early part of the season could feature a tight battle among the top teams. As always, it may take several races before the true pecking order becomes clear. New rule changes could affect race strategy. Beyond the technical battles between teams, Formula One officials are also considering adjustments to certain sporting regulations. One proposal involves modifying park firm rules during wet race weekends. Currently, once qualifying ends, teams are largely prohibited from making setup changes to their cars. This rule prevents teams from using radically different setups for qualifying and the race. However, discussions are underway about allowing limited setup adjustments if heavy rain is forecast for the race. If implemented, this change would allow teams to modify their cars for wet conditions without being forced to start from the pit lane. While the proposal could improve safety in unpredictable weather, some fans worry it might remove an important strategic element from the sport. Traditionally, teams must gamble on weather conditions when choosing their setup before qualifying. That uncertainty has often created dramatic race scenarios. Allowing late adjustments could reduce that element of risk. A milestone for the safety car. Amid the technical debates and team drama, the Australian Grand Prix will also feature a remarkable milestone. Veteran safety car driver Bernd Mayländer will make his 500th appearance leading the Formula One field during race events. For more than 2 decades, Mayländer has played a crucial role in ensuring driver safety during accidents, debris incidents, and dangerous track conditions. Although he rarely receives the same recognition as drivers and teams, his contribution to the sport is widely respected throughout the paddock. Can Aston Martin recover? Despite the bleak outlook, Aston Martin has not given up hope entirely. Engineers from Honda are reportedly working intensively to address the vibration problem before the season progresses. There is optimism that solutions could arrive within the first few races of the year. Some reports suggest the team is targeting improvements for races in China or Japan, where the Honda partnership carries particular significance. If the reliability issues can be solved quickly, Aston Martin may still have time to salvage its season. However, the longer the problems continue, the more difficult it will become for the team to catch up with rivals who are already developing upgrades. The season begins with uncertainty. The start of a new Formula One season always brings excitement, speculation, and unpredictability. But rarely does it begin with the possibility that a major team might intentionally withdraw from the race after only a few laps. For Aston Martin, the Australian Grand Prix could become a painful reminder that even the most ambitious projects can stumble when technical challenges arise. For the rest of the grid, however, the race promises the usual combination of strategy, speed, and drama that defines Formula One. And if early predictions are correct, the battle between Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, and Red Bull could deliver one of the most competitive championships in years. One thing is certain, the 2026 Formula One season has not even begun, and the drama is already underway. What do you think? Can Aston Martin recover from this crisis, or is this the beginning of a disastrous season for the team? If you enjoyed this video and want more Formula One updates, make sure to like and subscribe.